Good afternoon, I'm Adeline Tan.
And I'm Sarah Cummings. Thanks for joining us on Studio B.
This is the 5th year Office of Multicultural Affairs celebrates diversity on campus. In lieu of OMA's Diversity Week, the map portrays many initials and marks from the diverse origins of the student population. Since last year, Wichita State University has had over 15,000 students here, of which 7% are international. Students will have the opportunity to mark their mark on the map the whole week at Harbor Hall lobby.
The map around the world is right at your fingertips. Let's check it out. Urges students to participate in their Map Around the World event. The students, faculty, and staff mark on the map where they're from or the place where they call home. Originally from India, student Sajan Bhakta moved to Wichita, Kansas shortly after he was born.
I feel like it's really important for students to be able to understand where people come from so we can better understand their stories, create acceptance, tolerance, and I think that really contributes to a really great learning environment because we all bring different things to the table. We can all learn from each other, and through this event, it's kind of an opportunity for us to see what's out there and what's available.
For some students, knowing where they're from makes an easier connection and betters their college experience, but for others, it's not so important.
To a point, I think it matters. Like, if I know someone that's from Florida, obviously I'm going to connect with them more just because we have more things to talk about. But also, in college, it doesn't really matter. You hang out with who you hang out with. If you have classes together, then you're going to connect off of that. But if not, we don't really care.
Whether or not your opinion is similar or different, the office wants you to know the map is up because
it's really important for us to know of other issues and where people are from just so we can coincide better here at the university and just people as a whole and just really be able to share our cultures with each other and come to a better understanding of each other.
So far, the map has received over 30 marks. In honor of celebrating Diversity Week, the Office of Multicultural Affairs will host other diversity events this week. If you haven't got a chance to make your mark on the map, stop by before Friday. It's located in Hubbard Hall from 11 to 1.
Global Beats is a training conducted by the Office of Multicultural Affairs for their Diversity Week. Our reporter Donna Guzman has more on the training.
Is an exercise in which the participants explore and visualize the ways multiple factors shape who they are and their roles in society. Certain colors represent categories such as ethnicity, race, gender, and religion. Global Beads training is designed as a tool to increase awareness of cultural diversity, not only within your personal life, but also within community and professional life. Participants answered questions with the associated bead colors. The beads in the individual's containers illustrate the importance of how little or how often diversity plays a role. They later reflected and discussed the importance of diversity in cultures.
I just think it broadens us as people, it broadens our understanding. Our world is becoming more global all the time, and it's very important for us to understand that we are all one people and to embrace the global culture.
I'm very multicultural. It's just important in general to understand the reasons for people's behaviors and their interactions with others because their cultural background influences that.
OMA is offering other events to embrace diversity throughout the week. This is Donna reporting for Studio B.
For more information on events, you can visit the Office of Multicultural Affairs.
Over 1,300 international students are enrolled at Wichita State. What do these students do to get the most out of their higher education and campus life? Well, here's the story.
International students have come a long way to pursue their higher education at Wichita State. With their presence and involvement on campus, the student body has become more diverse, which allows the campus community to acknowledge cultural diversity. Graduate student Asad Jahangir is the president of the International Student Union and a cultural ambassador of Pakistan on campus.
Being able to go to school and getting good grades is not all you need when you come all the way on the other side of the globe to a university like Wichita State. I think being an international student, we have a responsibility not just to get good grades, but also promote our culture.
Under his leadership, ISU hosted a fundraiser for the Hurricane Sandy relief during the International Education Week. Taiwanese student Alice Lin values her experience with the Cultural Ambassador program at Wichita State.
I never thought about my culture can be so profound, because through this program I get to know my culture more.
Along with 9 other cultural ambassadors representing different countries, students are trained to give presentations on their culture and heritage in various community settings.
Not only your culture, but also the American culture. And also you can improve your leadership skill, your public speaking skills.
Campus involvement is just as important as other aspects of higher education to prepare students for their future.
Local communities welcome international students to join their celebration of Thanksgiving. More than just a family holiday, some families have made their Thanksgiving a cultural sharing experience. Local families invited international students to spend the holiday at their homes.
Families will welcome you for lunch, for dinner, and it's a fantastic culture how this holiday is celebrated.
I really do consider it a privilege and an honor. I mean, I just feel like it's awfully special for us to be able to share our traditions with someone when it's new and different to them.
I've lived in this country for so long, I have very little understanding of what goes on in other countries. And so I always am fascinated, and that's why we love having international students over here.
Through conversations and some spending time together, both international students and local communities share their respective cultures.
Really interested in what their life is like and how they've grown up and what they find interesting in our country.
Over 60 students were invited to American homes for the holiday through a Thanksgiving program for international students. Others may have found their own ways to connect with local families. Why wait to meet international friends only on holidays? If interested in learning about other cultures, consider to join the International Student Union today.
Even though the semester is reaching its end, it's never too late to get some help from campus services. Austin Clift takes us to one of those services and tells us about some of the things that are offered on campus for students.
Director of Career Services located in Grace Wilkie Hall since the department began here at Wichita State many years ago. Fletcher explains some of the opportunities available to students through Career Services.
We kind of do things that are in 2 pieces. One is related to anything related to career development. What do I want to major in? What do I want to be? Those kinds of questions. And then the other is anything related to finding jobs. So whether that's job posting, whether that is resume reviews, mock interviews, all of those kinds of things.
Fletcher says there are many different reasons that students find themselves taking advantage of the services her department has to offer.
Some of the things that land students in our office that relates to that, I have absolutely no idea what I want to major in. I have 3 or 4 ideas of what I want to major in, and I don't have a clue how to choose between them. I don't know what I'm good at, or I know what I'm good at, but I don't know what that means in terms of my career options.
Career Services offers a wide range of services to students, whether it be new students looking for a degree path, or older students who are looking for mock interview experience as they are about to enter the workforce.
Aaliyah Richling is a second-year graduate student studying music performance at Wichita State. Richling explains why, even for graduate students, Career Services can offer many valuable tools.
I actually came just to figure out whether or not music was what I wanted to do with my life. But Jan was very helpful and found some good options and contacts in other areas as well that I had interest in.
Richling says there is a level of comfort in knowing that there are people at the university that are interested in her future.
Absolutely. Especially if I even think about starting over, which I'm not sure yet, but it's nice to know that someone's there supporting.
Fletcher encourages all students to take advantage of the opportunities Career Services has to offer.
It's not only for students, but also for people up to a year after they graduate are welcome to use our services. So all they need to do is just call and make an appointment.
For Studio B, I'm Austin Clift.
With graduation only a few short weeks, away from some, it's time to start thinking about caps and gowns. Caps and gowns are available at the campus bookstore now through the day of graduation. Those graduating with a bachelor's degree can obtain their cap, gown, and tassel for $26.99, and those graduating with a master's degree can obtain their cap, gown, tassel, and hood for $49.99. Not sure what colors you need for your degree? The bookstore has you covered.
Yeah. The tassels and the hoods are upstairs. They have different colors depending on what school the student is graduating from, so we want to make sure that the student gets the right color for the right degree. So we keep those up at the register and we hand those out after we ask the student what kind of degree they're getting.
Make sure you get the right size of gown. Congratulations to all 4 graduates.
With the regular season coming to an end, find out who will the volleyball face this weekend in the NCAA tournament.
We'll be right back. Volleyball tournament on Sunday. The Shockers will play Arkansas in the first round of the 2012 NCAA tournament on Friday in Lawrence as part of the Austin Regional this Friday at 4 o'clock. The Razorbacks and Shockers have the same records at 22-6, and Coach Chris Lamb spoke about the two teams' schedules in comparison.
You know, one of the neat things is when you look at comparative schedule, yeah, I'm very proud of their 2 wins I think I saw against Kentucky. But, you know, Auburn beat them once, I think. We beat Auburn. Oklahoma beat them. We beat Oklahoma. I mean, they got some nice wins, don't get me wrong, and they've got the RPI to prove it. But it's if the good Shockers team shows up, the competitors that I saw last Friday night, we keep our heads in it, we stay in it, we serve and pass. Be a great first round match.
The Shockers lost the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament Championship match last week. However, they will take what the MVC tournament did for the team with them to Lawrence this weekend.
Playing that at the end of the year, and it might not have been on Saturday, but I still think that showing us and getting the confidence, I think that will be really good for Friday night.
With a schedule like the Shockers, they play some opponents multiple times. A few teams will play 3 times this season, and with this in mind, some Shockers are looking forward to playing someone new.
We've never faced them before. That's also exciting. You play, like we were just talking, we've played Northern, Creighton, Missouri State 3 times. And finally we get to face a team we know nothing about and just go have fun with it and try to, but play well at the same time. So that's exciting.
The winner of the game will face the winner of the Kansas and Cleveland State game on Saturday, December 1st at 6:30.
Wichita State won the 1963 All-College Tournament in Oklahoma City. Through the years, it traveled to Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and other places near and far to play tournaments around the holidays. It took until Wednesday for the Shockers to win another one away from home. Wichita State defeated Iowa 75-63 in the championship game of the Cancun Challenges Riviera Division at the Moon Palace Resort. The Shockers locked up the title with a dominating second half defensive of the Cancun Challenge games in Mexico. Wichita State allowed 27 baskets. Wichita State is 6-0 for the first time since 2006 and 2007. The team started at 9-0.
Probably not, but we are. And you know, the win at VCU is obviously a good win. Iowa, I think, is going to beat some people.
Improved to 7-0 when they face the 4-2 Tulsa Golden Hurricane at Koch Arena at 7 o'clock tonight.
Find out what unique plans Wichita State's choral department has for the 50th annual Candlelight Christmas concert when we return.
Stay tuned. And Michael Henawat, Assistant Professor of Choral Music. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks. So we're discussing today the 50th Candlelight Christmas concert. So just tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, it's a program that's initiated in 1962, and it features all of our choirs. And so we have multiple choirs, and we bring in guest instrumentalists, and faculty members are featured in the program. And what's neat this year is because it's the 50th, we've invited several alumni to come back, and we've added a Sunday night concert. So we have a Sunday matinee and a Sunday evening and then Monday night. And so it's a pretty interesting program.
Pretty interesting. Well, that is excellent. Just tell me more, maybe a little bit more in depth of what people can expect if they've never been. I know I've never been, and I'm very interested in going. One of my friends is supposed to be singing.
Well, good.
So what can I expect?
Christmas concerts I think are a wonderful thing because they're kind of a blend of the familiar, because around the holidays everyone likes to hear the songs that they know and they love, and so they come expecting that type of thing. But they also come to hear a little variety and a little bit something maybe that they hadn't heard before. So what you'll hear is 4 very different groups, a couple mixed ensembles, a women's ensemble, a small madrigal group. And they're going to sing a wide variety of repertoire, and it really celebrates the spirit of the season in a lot of various ways. Should reach the musical interests of almost anyone who'd be interested.
And tell me maybe a little bit about the history of it. How did this all start 50 years ago? How did it start?
Well, it really is interesting. It started in the Radigan Student Center. Well, it was the CAC then, and the first concerts were in the CAC Theater. And at that time, it was probably not as well air conditioned or heated. So it was kind of drafty, but they took the program from a choir that's called St. Olaf College, who has had this long tradition of a candlelight program. And so Bud Harrison Boughton wanted to bring that tradition to WSU, and so he brought the first concerts here and had surround sound choirs in that small CAC theater. And when we had the chance, we moved it finally to Wiedemann Hall, which is the home of all of our other choir concerts, which allows us to use the organ because it's inside. We have a much better sound system in there. So it's been going on a long time.
Okay. That's great. And tell me, maybe how many performers do you think will be on stage total?
We'll have around 100 performers that are taking part in it. All 4 choirs, brass, strings. Professor Lynn Davis is a wonderful college organist. So a lot of people are involved in this concert, and it's a really great highlight for the choral department and some of the other faculty in general. Also, our new tenor on faculty, Randy Lacey, is also singing as well.
Oh wow, that's great. And just tell me about maybe the tickets. Is there tickets to the show? Do they cost, or are they free to students? Or
they are ticketed, $7 for adults, $3 for students, but there are discounts available for large groups, senior citizens. And I do want to share one of the really neat things about this, because it's the 50th program. We've commissioned some composers to write special music just for this concert, and so they'll get a world premiere at our concert event this weekend. We're very excited about that. One of them is a former teacher here, Renee Clausen, and another was a former student here, Brenda Hurd, and so they're writing special music just for this program.
Wow. Care to share any of the titles, or is that's be telling too much?
Well, actually, Renee Clausen's piece is based on a traditional carol, "'Twas in the Moon of Winter," and Brenda Hurd has written a very contemporary piece that, when she describes it, we have the women singing the voices of earth, and we have the men singing the voices of heaven, and they sing in different keys until midway through the song they come together and they overlap, and we hear the voices come together between God and man, and oh, it's such a neat piece.
Oh wow, that really sounds amazing. I'm sure I will enjoy it for sure. Okay, so just tell me remind me the days again and the times of the concert.
I know you're really going to put us on the spot. It's Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. and Sunday evening at 7:30, and then another concert on Monday evening at 7:30 as well.
Okay. And again, it's in Wiedemann Hall?
Wiedemann Concert Hall, yes.
Okay, and we can get tickets at the door if we can't get them in advance?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we'd just like to thank you for joining us, and we look forward, hopefully you viewers at home will come to this concert.
Please come.
Yes.
Thank you, Sarah, for letting us share.
Thank you, and we'll be right back. If you missed your chance to get a flu shot, don't freak out, as there are still some left. It is the first fall in a long time that the Student Health Services received their supply of the influenza early. Heather Strafford, Associate Director of Student Health Services, reports in a normal year they give between 300 to 400 vaccines, but already they're up to 600 vaccinations this year.
This year, we only have a certain amount left, which we can always purchase more if we wanted to, but we're really excited that we vaccinated that many students. And sometimes it's staff and faculty, but I think we've probably given more student vaccinations than we have any other year since I've been here, actually.
Everyone is still encouraged to bring 2 non-perishable and non-expired food items and get $5 shaved off the price of the vaccination. Students, faculty, and staff can still stop by and get their flu shot anytime, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4, and on Fridays from 8 to 3. Contact Student Health Services for more information. If you have time today and want a flu shot, stop by the Heskett Center lobby for their last big flu vaccination event for the semester. It's today from 3 to 5.
Well, that wraps it up for this week's Studio B.
Thank you. Have a great day.